Greetings. Welcome to another parent testimonial video. Before this video, we have had a couple of parents come here and tell us about their journey at ELC. And today we have very special people here. Neirin, one of our students at ELC, their parents are here to review their journey at ELC so far. We have with us Mrs. Dovey Pinto and Mr. Prakash here at this parent testimonial video. So warm welcome to you to this wonderful session. One question I usually generally ask parents as I start this interview. How has Neirin's journey and your journey at ELC has been so far? I think you joined in pre-KG if I'm not wrong. So how has that been so far? If you could put it in a brief summary, how has that been for you all so far?
It's been a great journey. We've been with ELC since 2021.
21, okay.
And we can see a gradual
growth.
I can see gradual growth from Neirin since he was a child and since he's reached the age of 6.
Right.
So the growth, his learning has been great. The way he talks, the way he communicates has been great. And yes, it's been a great journey for Neirin in terms of since the start and till now. I'm pretty sure it's going to be great in the future as well.
Wonderful.
It's definitely been wonderful. Neirin used to be a very curious kid, which he still is, but he would not mingle with kids initially when we started off in pre-K. That was a bit worrying for us.
Okay.
So I told his teachers about it, and towards the end of LKG, he has made so many friends. He mingles very well. And what I like most about ELC is the teachers and how they've encouraged him.
Right.
At one point, he was extremely fond of space. He would tell his teachers about space and astronomy and black holes, all of that.
All of that, okay.
So she encouraged us to make a video about it. And also we bought a lot of books regarding space.
Space and everything.
Yeah,
okay.
which got him even more interested.
Right.
So the fact that she picked up on that and she told us about it, I think that's great. And he's a very confident speaker. So because of, I think, show and tell and all these activities
that happen, right.
You can get him to talk about anything.
Right.
So he's also very patient now. So we've seen a gradual to a recently rapid shift, I would say.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Now, you had started in a Montessori kind of a setup, and now he's in grade 1, if I'm not wrong. And now I think ELC has introduced something called as Elementary Montessori.
Yes.
How has that phase change worked for you and for Neirin? I mean, it's just a start, it's just begun. But how have you received that kind of a setup? Because I'm not sure how many of the parents who are watching this or who are already existing in ELC know about Elementary Montessori. How has that journey been for you? Accepting this kind of a change suddenly, because Montessori, you'd expect it for it to continue for a couple more years probably, but now we have introduced Elementary Montessori. How has that been for you?
I'm very happy about this concept because for us, there's nothing to compare it to. He was always in Montessori for 3 years, and he's just moving to Elementary Montessori, which is pretty much the same. Okay. But I guess here they have groups of kids who do activities and materials together, which is something I really like. And the fact that it's not a classroom where you're just confined to one space and you can move around and pick up the material of your choice and work more on that. I'm glad it's continuing the Montessori setup, because for a lot of kids who are used to that atmosphere, suddenly to change and sit in a traditional classroom setup is difficult. I've not found any change, to be honest. It's just continuing.
Continuing from there itself. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Sir, anything to add?
Yes, the concept was very new to us. So we had no idea of how the Montessori setup. In fact, we ourselves are learning so many things about Montessori setup as the day goes by. And every meetings that we come to, we learn something new all the time.
Yes.
So it's, I think with Neirin, since he himself is a child. So as the day goes by, there's a lot of practical learning to be done.
True.
So I think this is a great setup for him to be studying and learning a lot in his future.
Right. How has Neirin grown since he has started at ELC? And as you already said, he's rapidly growing. The progress is rapid, is what you have seen now. How has Neirin grown from a child who was 3 years old to 6-year-old, considering all kinds of concepts that he learned, the kind of environment he was in, and now that a new setup has come in place, all of this, let's say extracurricular activities for that matter as well. Considering everything, all of this, how has Neirin grown? How would you rate? Rating is actually very negative kind of a word for me, but how would you actually summarize his growth from being a 3-year-old child to a 6-year-old child?
I think with I mean, when I see my son, his growth has been very gradual.
Right.
But since we came to the school, we came during just after COVID.
After COVID,
so
okay.
There was no communication, there was no interaction with any other kids,
right.
and we live in a house.
Right.
So when we came here, the atmosphere itself is quite friendly enough for a child as he enters. It just lightens his day.
Right.
So that's what attracted us, the setup and the infrastructure.
Right.
So and with Neirin, his since COVID, he's always seen people with masks and people using hand sanitizer.
All of that, yes.
So he didn't get any chance to communicate with other kids.
Yeah.
So the moment he landed here, I see how the school helps a little child to interact with other kids, and it helped him develop his social skills,
right.
and his communication skills.
Okay.
And that's where I think he's doing great.
And
what I really liked was he doesn't have any stage fear. He just goes to the stage and he just performs.
Right.
I mean, good or bad doesn't matter. It just gives him the confidence, so that when he picks up something, a nice a talent or
right.
some new hobby, he just brave enough to go and perform.
Yes, for
That's
sure.
what I think is, the school has provided a great platform
for him. Yes. Anything to add on to that?
Yeah, definitely. We've encouraged him to join Beyond Academics. And he's really fond of dance for some reason, and
okay.
art and music as well.
Right.
So that has given him a chance to do something which he otherwise wouldn't do, because it's going to be so difficult to take him everywhere every evening for different activities.
True.
So this school has so many activities
happening after the classes.
Exactly. So that has really helped him as well. And by the end of the day, he's so tired. So we don't have much to do at home otherwise. So I guess joining Beyond Academics has also helped.
Right. How would you describe the teacher, the parent-teacher communication for that matter? Why I'm asking you this is, at ELC, any homework or any notification has to come, we have an app called Seesaw.
Yes.
And based on that, if some activity has been designed or done in the class, usually it is put on Seesaw and it's been updated to the parents for them to be in a loop as to what is happening in school. How has that helped with respect to teachers' communication with the parents, for them to know what is happening in the class and how to keep them in loop and keep them updated as to what kind of curriculum is going on, what is going on in the class? How has that been for you all on that front?
So in kindergarten, so pre-K to UKG, we used to get a lot of updates in Seesaw regarding homework or dictation, all of that.
Okay.
So they had word wall where they would give you a set of words. So they would give you dictation end of that week.
Okay.
So this year there hasn't been too much activity on Seesaw. Maybe it's a good thing for parents, I don't know.
Right.
Because you're taught so much in school, and they're just given a worksheet every month end.
Okay.
And we are encouraged to teach the kids rather read the questions, but they have to do it themselves.
Yes.
I've never seen Neirin wanting my help, because the worksheet is new to us. We don't have any textbooks to refer as such.
Right.
So looks like he can do it by himself, and if he has any questions, I asked him to ask his teacher about it, which has been great. So far, we're just awaiting the parent-teacher meeting,
yes,
to understand where it's going.
Okay.
But from what I've seen, he's doing pretty well.
With that. Okay, wonderful. Anything to add on to that?
We always talk about how kids. We talk about kids' development and what changes they have got.
Okay.
I also want to talk about the infrastructure of the IT softwares that we've been using.
Yes.
So that has been great as well on ELC's part. They are constantly trying to develop, or they're constantly trying to improve on the way they communicate. And I think over the last 3-4 years, we've seen great improvement in that side as well. Yes. So the communication has been great. So obviously, there's room for improvement.
Of course,
every case,
every
whether it is IT or human being. So it's been great. Actually.
Right. If you could describe, if there is a moment that you can describe that you made a right choice enrolling Neirin, because he has been here this is his 4th year at ELC. So it might have had a up and down kind of a journey, or it has always been up, or a mixed kind of a journey. If you were to describe if you were to give one word to describe that, okay, I chose the right school for my son, how would you describe it? Maybe if it is one word, one sentence, totally up to you.
I think
I would say wonderful from day one. When we came here to see the campus, when we decided to have a look around. Mrs. Poonama Prabhu took us around the campus.
Right.
She showed us these large classrooms and she showed us the Montessori materials. We had just learned about Montessori, through the web. We didn't know practically what it looked
yes.
like and all
True.
of those materials. And I think Silent Journey also taught us what the kids
Exactly.
do with the material.
Yes.
So looking at that, it was fascinating. And that same noon, before we left the gate, we had decided this is the school for our son.
Okay.
And that's been our thought even today. We are very happy. There hasn't been any down so far.
So far.
So far it's going on an upward trajectory.
Right.
It's very hard to put one word.
One word,
It's
for
very
sure.
hard to
Yeah.
put one word. I would say, looking at my son's confidence and the way he's learning, it just gives memories back from my own childhood. How we used to handle things and the way they handle things now. The exposure is immense. There's so much room for learning.
True.
And when I look at my son, I just can't, imagine how curious, he
Exactly.
is. He's always curious.
Yes.
He always wants to learn something. And when he gets something in his hand, he always looks and he just tries. I'm pretty sure when he looks at it, he always tries to question himself.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure that's a great way of looking at things, is what I feel.
Wonderful, because I'll tell you one instance, not instance as such. So I take music for the children here, and every time there is a song being played, let's say there is a lyric which he doesn't understand, or any child doesn't understand. I have a class of 20 odd people, 20 odd children, but I don't see anybody asking questions except for Neirin.
Really?
Yeah. And there is Neirin and there is one more child. There are two people who ask me. This might be, sometimes he might ask me during the class, or sometimes I'm just walking out of the class, he'll ask me, sir, what is this? I've seen that kind of a curiosity because I'm in close proximity to him, to his class, where I work. And I've seen him being curious about things, even in our department. So if the PC is on, he wants to see what is going on. Or what is that? Like the curious face, I understand what you're trying to say.
That called Higher television. I didn't know that because while we go towards Ocean Pearl, there is this building Higher,
Okay.
the brand.
Okay.
So Rhinoceros TV is of the same brand.
Same
so
brand,
I
yes.
realized
Very
he's
particular.
noticing so much.
Right.
He asked me
Notices
how
those
to
things,
pronounce
yeah.
first.
Okay.
So I said maybe it's Higher or H-A-I-E-R, I think.
See, that's the kind of thing nobody would have noticed is what I think.
I
Like
was
this is just a
surprised
thing.
too that he told me the television that you used to teach them from
Yes,
India, I think.
yes.
It's the same brand.
Wow.
So I remember
that's
once we've been to Mysore,
Okay.
and there's this ice cream store called
Polar Bear.
Polar Bear, yes.
So he knows the whole setup and he knows the brand logo and things like that.
Okay.
So we went to Mysore and we saw the same board, but it was written in Kannada. But he still figured it out. It's Polar Bear.
It's Polar Bear.
Very young
Wow.
then.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Right.
very young then. Yeah.
But again, figuring it out at that point of time is actually commended.
It was not even English. It was written in Kannada. He still figured it out. He's like, that's Polar Bear.
Right.
And then he saw it in Bangalore again. When he
Yeah.
drove there,
Again,
he pointed
wow.
it out.
So that's actually not a lot more children are very curious about. They just now the teacher is teaching you something. I just let me learn and just go. But when a child starts questioning, then the teacher feels okay. He's actually paying attention. He wants to know what it is, and it feels good to actually explain this word is this, for that matter. So I've seen the curiosity factor that you're speaking about, Neirin. I've seen that first-hand experience in my music class and in close proximity being with him. Social media, for that matter, screen time. Social media is again, it's probably grade 6 onwards. Students, they have to tackle this kind of situation. But screen time is a major concern considering COVID happened. Since COVID, we have seen a lot of cases considering screen time and a lot more issues that come along with it. How have you tackled, and what would like to tell the parents who are watching this video? How have you inculcated certain rules considering the screen time, and how can parents take something out of this and help their children in this matter?
Okay, so Neirin reaches home only by 5 because
Yes.
he goes to BS. So most of throughout the day, from morning 7:30 onwards, we drive at 7:30. So till 5 he's at school.
Okay, but at school, yes.
After that, there's very little time left for him. So he loves Legos.
Okay.
So he's got different models and he likes to put them apart and put them back again and make his own models. He's extremely fond of Legos.
Yes.
So we bought a bunch of models for him to play with. Because there's nothing else for him to do.
Exactly.
We used to take him swimming, which also helped a lot. But due to the rains, we stopped. We don't want him getting any cold.
Right.
So there's very little time left after that, for dinner and to go.
And all of that, yes.
So we do give him some screen time.
Yes,
He loves
for
watching
sure.
a show called Bluey.
Okay.
So there are certain things that he likes. We
Okay.
encourage him to watch it.
Okay.
We have parental controls, of course.
Okay, wonderful.
And he tells us we tell him what to watch. As in, there are certain shows that he can pick and choose from.
Okay.
So he doesn't have option of choosing something that we are not familiar with.
Not familiar
So
with.
we know what Peppa Pig or Bluey is
All
like,
of
so
that,
we
yes,
are
yes.
okay with him watching that.
Watching that, yeah.
But since he doesn't get the time to watch television, I think that has helped us not,
not worry about it as
yeah.
much, yeah. Because and then again, replacing something like Lego for that matter for screen time, I think that actually works. It builds, it helps a lot because I've heard from other parents as well. When I used to handling the admissions as well, like when we used to discuss about screen time, they used to tell us like we have had this alternative for a screen time thing, so they don't get much time. Again, we give them screen time, but to a limited time. We don't just stick the phone and just we feed them and all of that situation is fine.
And even
So
on TV, he watches shows related to Legos, how different models are built.
Okay.
And then he tries to replicate that with the Legos that he
Right,
has.
right.
So recently he started liking Titanic and all these ships. So he wants to be a boat builder now.
Wow.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Anyway, so he wants to fit these Legos in such a way that they look like different ships. So he looks at those models on TV.
Okay.
So I think in a way it's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing at all. Yes. Boat builder, like again, when we were kids, if someone would ask, would you say doctor, engineer?
Yeah.
Boat builder is something.
Yeah, he
new.
said paleontologist when he couldn't even pronounce
Wow.
some of the. Yeah, when
I
he was
actually wanted
three.
to be a paleontologist.
For the longest time. Now all of a sudden it's a boat builder.
Boat builder, okay. So it's changing with every interest of his then probably. Okay, wonderful. My last question before we wrap up this interview. For the parents who are actually still contemplating on whether to choose ELC or not, what would you like to say to them?
I would say just come here, just come here and have a look, because that's exactly what we did. We were as confused as any of us.
Any of the parents, yes.
So when we came here, we just looked at the setup, and the inner child, in me, he just kicked in, and I was like, this would be a great place for me to hang out,
Right,
and
right.
just learn something. I didn't even think about learning something. I was just like, what a quiet and calm place to come.
Right.
And I don't think there's any other place. At least I'm happy with this place, so I don't have to look at anything else.
Any other.
So I think just come here, have a look, talk to the teachers, and just want to say something about the teachers here as well. Great teachers, they're very friendly, very approachable. Even the principal, not just principal, even the owner, so approachable.
Right.
And you give them any suggestions,
right.
It's done. You can make sure. You are sure that it's going to be implemented.
Right.
Even the silliest of suggestions, you can always discuss. So that's what I like about this place.
Right. Ma'am?
I would echo the same. Even something as small as fixing interlock for convenience of parking.
Parking and all. Yes.
Right. That's been done as well.
Right.
So I don't have any complaints.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time. I'm sure this kind of parent review definitely helps the prospective parents who are actually thinking of enrolling their child to ELC. This definitely should help. So thank you so much for spending your valuable time and giving a review on your journey with Neirin and of course your journey at ELC.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.